Today, we're going to be looking at combining like terms. So let's look at some key vocabulary terms. So a variable is a letter used to represent one or more numbers. A term is a part of an expression that is added to or subtracted from another term. So 2x plus 3, 2x is one term and 3 is a second term. A coefficient is a number part of a term without the variable. So if we look up here for 2x, the coefficient here is 2. A constant term is a term with a number part but no variable. So 3 is our constant term. And then lastly, like terms are terms that have the same variable parts. The variable and the exponent must be the same for you to combine them or consider them like terms. So let's look at some examples. We have 4x and 3x. They both have an x, so they are considered like terms. The reason why, they both have the same variable part, which is x. 5xy and negative 8xy. xy and xy, we can consider that as just saying x. So since they have the same thing, they are like terms. And they have the same variable part, which we consider xy. Here we have exponents, so we have 3m squared and negative 6m squared. We have the variable m, and it's raised to the second power for both of them, so they are considered like terms. And they have m squared. Now let's look at 4 and negative 2. Both of these numbers are constants. So if they are both constants, they are considered a like term. Now we have 5x and 2. Here, this is not like. They're not alike because they do not have the same variable. There's no variable for the two. Now we have 4x and 3y. We have an x and a y. They're not the same variable, so these are unlike, so not like. The last one, 4x squared and 3x, 4x and 3x squared. Here we both have x's, which is good, but we have an exponent of 2, and this one does not have an exponent of 2, so they're not alike. So they do not have the same exponent. Okay. So let's look at these. How many terms do we have here? Remember, terms are separated by addition or subtraction. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 terms. And what are our like terms here? Our like terms are going to be the ones with our x. So we have a negative x and 2x. Now let's look at number 2. How many terms do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 terms. And what are our like terms here? We have an x and an x. So we have 2x and 8x. Then we have a constant of negative 5 and negative 3. So the negative 3 and negative 5 are like terms. Okay, now let's look into combining them. So combining like terms is a process of adding or subtracting the terms. They have to have the same variable. So if we're adding, then we're going to add the coefficients. If we're subtracting, we're going to subtract the coefficients, and then we're going to keep the same variable. We do not add the exponents. We don't do any of that. We just keep the variable the same. So here we have m plus 3m. M, remember, we have imaginary 1 on in front. So we're adding, so we're going to do 1 plus 3, which is 4, and keep the variable part m. Look at the next one. 4r plus negative 3r. We're going to combine, so we're going to take our number, our 4, and our negative 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we have 1, and then we keep the r, which is the same thing as saying just r by itself. Next one, 8w minus w. Don't forget the 1 out in front. So 8 minus 1 is 7. Keep the variable w. Okay, now let's step it up a notch. We have 9 plus 7y minus 2 minus 5y. So we have a 9 and negative 2. Those are both our constants, and we combine them. 9 minus 2 is 7. Then we have y's here. We have a 7y and negative 5y. So 7 minus 5 is 2, and it's a positive 2, and we keep our y. Now, number 5, 8y plus 2. We do not have any like terms here, so this is simplified. And number 6, 5x, and we have a 3x. So those are our like terms. So we're going to do 5 plus 3, which is 8, keep the x. Then we have negative 4y plus 6y. Negative 4 plus 6 is a positive 2, keep the variable y. Okay, now I want you to try these next 9 problems, come back and check your work. Okay, let's check our work. Combine your like terms. We have x's for both, so we add. 2 plus 10 is 12, keep the x. We have 2 over w's here, so we're going to do 7 minus 11, which gives us negative 4, keep the w. 6y minus y gives us 5y. Here our like terms is negative 6v and v. So we're going to have negative 5v, bring down the minus 1. Next one, negative 2 plus 5 is positive 3, keep the x. We have y's. So 8y plus 3y is 11y, minus 2y gives us 9y. Bring down minus 6. We have h's. Negative 3h plus 4h is a positive 1h. Then we have negative 12 minus 8, which is negative 20. We have w's and z's. So combine your w's. 17w plus 12w gives us 29w. We have negative 14z minus 3z, which gives us negative 17z. Our last one, we have mn and mn. So we can combine these two. So 5 plus 3 is 8mn. Then we have a 4m plus m, which is 5m. and bring down the minus 2n. So that is the lesson on combining like terms. Please reach out if you have any questions.